Continuing from my previous video, where I showed how an operator can interact with machines in a virtual reality environment, this time I'll demonstrate how the product transforms throughout the machining process. Let's step into the VR world. We are now inside the virtual reality environment. The production line configuration is still the same as in the previous video. We have a raw material queue with polyboxes, machining 1 for cylinder turning, an inspection table, machining 2 for turning and boring, and a finished goods queue. In addition, there is a defect polybox to collect defective parts. In this VR environment, we can interact directly with the workpiece. From the raw material polybox, we can grab a workpiece and bring it to the machine for machining. The raw material starts as a rectangular block, and when we place it onto the spindle and release it, it automatically snaps into position. Once the workpiece is securely mounted, we can touch the limit switch to start the machining process. Once the switch is activated, the machine door closes and the machining process begins. The spindle rotates and stops according to the predefined machine time, simulating the actual machining cycle. During this process, we can see the spindle movement inside the machine. When the process is complete, the door opens automatically, and we can see that the rectangular workpiece has been transformed into a cylindrical part. We can then grab the finished part from the spindle and move it to the next stage of the production process. The next step is to check the diameter using a micrometer at the inspection table. In addition to hand tracking, we can also use a controller to make grabbing objects easier and more precise. For this demonstration, I'll use the controller to grab the raw material from the polybox and bring it to machining 1 for the cylinder turning process. Next, we position the workpiece at the spindle and release it. Once released, the workpiece automatically snaps into the center of the spindle. We can then use the controller to touch the limit switch and start the machining process. The machine door closes and the spindle starts rotating according to the predefined machining time. Once the machining cycle is complete, the door opens and we can see that the workpiece has been transformed into its finished shape, showing the result of the cylinder turning process. Next, we can grab the workpiece again and bring it to the inspection table. For the inspection simulation, we position the workpiece against the micrometer to simulate measuring its diameter. The workpiece then changes color to indicate that the measurement is complete. After the inspection, we take the workpiece to machining 2 for the turning and boring process. Just like machining 1, once the switch is activated, the machine starts processing and continues until the cycle is complete based on the predefined machine time. After the process is finished, we can grab the workpiece from the spindle. Now we can see that the workpiece has been transformed again, with a shorter overall length and a hole bored through the center. This is the final product of the production line. We can then take it to the finished goods box and place it inside. Once the product is placed in the box, it disappears from the scene, and we can see the output quantity on the monitor increase. So, let's take a quick look at the complete process we have just simulated in virtual reality. We started by taking the raw material from the polybox and bringing it to machining 1. The workpiece was mounted onto the spindle, and the machining process was triggered using the limit switch. After the machining cycle was completed, the rectangular workpiece was transformed into a cylindrical part. The part was then taken to the inspection table, where we simulated a diameter measurement using a micrometer. After inspection, the workpiece was moved to machining 2 for the turning and boring process. Once the second machining cycle was completed, we could see the final product with its shorter length and the bored hole in the center. At the end of the production line, the finished product can be placed into the finished goods box if it passes the inspection. If the part is defective, it can instead be placed into the defect box. The system automatically counts the output and defect quantities, which can also be reflected in the production information displayed on the monitor. This is still an initial step toward creating a more complete production simulation in virtual reality. In the next development, I will introduce WIP inside the machines, allowing the operator to follow the actual material flow and perform the standard work sequence throughout the production line. With this approach, we can develop further for applications such as operator training, production process simulation, OEE monitoring, digital twin applications, and industrial automation training. If you're interested in this project, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.